And as the hard facts come in, let's go to senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palkot with more. Greg?
Harris, it is an alarming report coming from the Washington Post, and at least one of my valued sources on the subject of North Korea thinks that it is true. Let's go through the report very quickly. Washington Post quoting defense intelligence officials saying that North Korea is now capable of producing nuclear weapons for ballistic missile delivery. That is, a warhead small enough to put on one of the many missiles that they have been testing. Now, North Korea, if you remember, has been claiming exactly that. Last year, in fact, they said they tested one such bomb, and they even showed a picture, which we weren't sure was accurate or not, showing Kim Jong-un with a miniaturized bomb. Again, we weren't sure that was true, but if this report is true, it means that these ICBMs, for example, two of them that we've seen launched last month, that we've been saying was capable of hitting the United States, could have something lethal on top. Again, Harris, let me go back to my source. His name is Mark Fitzpatrick. He's with the International Institute of Strategic Studies, and I just got off the phone with him discussing this with him. He's based in Washington, D.C. He says basically this is what analysts have been saying for a while now, that North Korea is capable of doing this, that they're very competent technological people. They've been working on this for 30 years, but governments have been a little bit more reticent to say they are at this crucial threshold. I think my own analysis, Harris, is that today, early this morning, U.S. time, Japan came out with a report citing their own officials saying that they believed that North Korea was capable of miniaturizing these nuclear warheads. Perhaps that is what pushed some people in Washington to talk to the Washington Post about this and say this. One final note on this, Harris, is that also in that report it says that there are 60 warheads now possibly in the arsenal of North Korea. Fitzpatrick and others think that's a little bit high. It's maybe more like 20 or 30, but frankly, that's quibbling with numbers at this point, Harris.
Yeah, you know, you're mentioning Japan and our military, our officials rather wanting to get out ahead of the story, if you will. Japan would want to put that information out, their own capability, because remember the latest launch by North Korea came within 230 miles of their coastline. Of course, they'd want to get the word out that we're going to be able to defend ourselves. What's being done right now to prevent this from encroaching any farther?
Yeah, Harris, as we've been reporting today, Secretary of State Tillerson has been very active trying to gather support in the region of Southeast Asia for the UN Security Council sanctions that were passed over this weekend. Basically, that could cut maybe $1 billion out of annual revenue coming into North Korea that could fuel those programs. Today, he was in Thailand, also in Malaysia, major trading partners with North Korea, trying to convince them to toe the line on this. And we have been hearing from North Korea, too. Their state media has been pumping out the usual rhetoric we have been hearing from the regime of Kim Jong-un, saying something like that they are getting ready for a savage physical attack on the United States in the wake of these sanctions, which were basically written by the United States, specifically claiming that they did have the capability of hitting the mainland of the United States. And with this latest information, all of that has a little bit more resonance, Harris.
Greg, before I let you go, I want to lean in a little bit on your own expertise, because you have been to North Korea. You have been following the chain, if you will, of what's happening behind that curtain that we cannot see. Enhance your reporting, if you can, with your own experience.
Well, in fact, talking to the people on the ground there, as we have in our visits to Pyongyang and the officials, their line is that we have it. We have the weaponry. We have the missiles. We are able to use them, and there's no taking them away from us. I had a lengthy conversation with one official, and he said that it was just basically a joke to think that we would give that up. Obviously, the United States, the international community thinks otherwise, that through pressure, through economic means, they could actually get the minds to think otherwise in Pyongyang. But they believe that this essentially ensures their survival. They believe that they can have something that they claim, at least, with maybe some proof, some evidence, could threaten the United States. Then the United States won't mess with it. So they see the nuclear arsenal, both the missiles and the warheads, as very important to their survival. And by their survival, I really mean Kim Jong-un and his regime and the people that they have around them. So they see this as critical. And when you hear the foreign minister of North Korea spoke as he did at the Manila, Philippines summit yesterday, saying that is not on the negotiating table. He wasn't just bluffing. Again, the thinking otherwise from the United States and the UN is that maybe sanctions, maybe pressure can get them to change their minds.
All right, Greg Palkot, thank you for that. In addition to all of your great reporting, we appreciate it.